Hello. Tonight I was just sitting around and I remember something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, and it contains some hard truths, but I think it's worth talking about it. And I think this is going to be who, directly helpful only to men, but I think women will be able to learn something from it too, and maybe women will be able to adapt and try to see some red flags when it happens. But men are going to find this probably very useful. I consider this a great life experience that I had after many years. Well, I'm 31, I guess. I've been born in October, so I'm always confused about how old I am. 30, 31. But all the close relationships that I had with women, they have happened with some kind of pattern, and I learned, and those relationships were never very satisfying. They were never under my control, so I ended up learning a very good lesson, and I wanted to share this lesson with all men, and no matter the age, and maybe women will be able to adapt and learn something too. Okay, the point, or the theme I want to talk about is the approach. It is very common to read about, when we read about flirting and dating, and we read books about flirting and dating and how to interpret the signs of interest, the signs that a man is interested in a woman, and that a woman is giving to the man to tell him in a non-verbal way that she's interested, and the approach thing too. And they say that the nature of the thing is that the man should, after reading the signs that the woman is open to his approach, the man should go to the woman and lead the interaction. So the man should give the first step after reading signs that the woman is open, like eye contact. And even if you want to learn about being an alpha male, they say they encourage the man to be the pursuer, because they say that women, they want to be seduced, and it's a sort of natural thing for them. They have this, probably a fantasy, I don't know. And but I've met a woman, a woman that she said that she has no preconceptions about, if she's interested in a guy, she will give the first step, and she would not feel bad about it. And but okay, to men who has my who have my kind of personality or trait, who might be considered an easy target for manipulative women, and The traits are, for example, being alone for a long time, looking for one woman and one serious relationship, being sensitive, being committed, you know. What else? I can't remember now. It there is a very good chance that you, or well, let's speak for myself. Because of those characteristics, I was the one being approached, so it was kind of against nature, so to speak. And women, the great majority of women in my relationships, they were the ones who had to give the first step. Now, what I want to say to all men who are watching this is that this is a kind of dangerous situation. And as men, I think we should always look at it from now on, especially after emotional abuse. We should look at it with caution and be always skeptic of the intentions of any woman who comes and gives the first step to have a relationship with you. That's the advice I give myself from now on, and that's the advice I'm giving you now. And I'm going to tell you why. And it's a great advantage that I think men have over women when it comes to recognizing that you are being approached by a narcissist or a psychopath. In my experience with one friend, with the first Narc 1, the first narcissist in my life, Narc 2, a controlling friend, Narc 1, Narc 2, and a widow woman who is probably in her 60s. In my experience with these 4 women, they were always the ones who gave the first step to have a relationship with me. And in all these 4 relationships, they had a hidden agenda, a self-serving agenda, a negativistic motivation behind their approaches. The friend was just in looking to control, and it was a minor relationship in my life. I left it, and nothing bad happened. Nothing. I mean, worthy of this moment now. The first narcissist. It is obvious. She wanted narcissistic supply. So she was, so to speak, an easy woman. It is too easy to have a relationship because they come giving the first step. And in the beginning, they don't consider you like being a weak man. They don't, and they give the first step. So you should pay attention and tell them, wait a minute. She's giving the first step. What is her motivation here? This is not normal for a healthy woman, okay? That's the message I want to give to you. I know maybe this is kind of exaggerated, but just think about it. Then there's Narc 2 in my life. She gave the first step to. I didn't approach her, she approached me. And then the widow, who is in her 60s. She was giving some sexual moves, and I started to notice that she wanted something more, and she was the one who gave the first step too. So what I want to say to all men is that When a woman gives the first step, be careful, be aware, because that's not normal, that's not natural, and she's probably trying to take advantage of you in some way. And this woman is not going to respect you. And maybe later she's going to throw it at your face. She's going to throw it in your face, like Narc2 did to me. She's going to humiliate you and say, I was the one who gave the first step. You didn't give the first step to be in this relationship. And she's going to try to make herself feel superior and make you look like a weak man, a beta male. That's very hurtful and humiliating to a man. They say that women respect the man who gives the first step, who approaches, and who makes the women avoid the pain of rejection. They say that it is a kind of courtesy that men pay to women when a man risks the rejection. And I am convinced that healthy relationships with healthy women, they occur when the man makes the first move. As hard as it may be for some men, shy, sensitive, introverted men, it is healthier for you to give the first step than to wait for a woman, because women who give the first step, they are usually emotionally damaged. They have emotional baggage. They are women who want something from you, to take advantage of you. They have a hidden agenda to use you and not to have a relationship with you and not to respect you. They want to use you for a time and then throw you away. Now, women, I think they don't have this advantage, because women are used to being approached by men, or to follow their instinct of being approached and wanting to see, even because of a test, maybe women want to test the man to see how he reacts when he is in the dominant position in the flirting and dating games. And so they don't have this. They are used to be approached all the time, so it is harder for them to determine if the man approaching them is a psychopath or a narcissist who is just pursuing them. And they have to rely on other red flags, which are rushing, trying to make a serious commitment very soon in a relationship, crossing the boundaries. You've only met for a week or 2 weeks, and the guy already wants to move in, live in the same place, or asks you to marry him, or to change your life, to move to another town, or without even you had no time to know who this person really was. And that's the thing that women have to rely on, when it comes to relationships with narcissists and potential narcissists and psychopaths. But I don't know, maybe women can try to adapt it. I don't know if narcissists have a different way to approach when flirting. Maybe you will feel some kind of fear in the conversations with the narcissist. He will have some kind of strange vibe. And the advice I can give to women is this: if you if you feel that you are afraid to disagree with this guy because he will humiliate your opinion, or that he's being aggressive in any way, right? And after he approached you in the first conversations, that is, I think that is the red flag that you can have, one of the first ones. Okay? And your intuition, you have to rely on your intuition. Your intuition will tell you, this happened to me. Your intuition will tell you that this person is being aggressive, that there is some kind of anger that this person is trying to hide, desperately trying to hide from you, but it will show up. It will show, definitely show. And it's going to be very subtle, but it will show. He will be kind of aggressive. You will feel that there is something kind of wrong with him. And when you read, they say that narcissists are super exciting too, and very intense in the beginning. And I think that can be another red flag, because it's unnatural. It's not normal. So a lot of intensity in the beginning, you gotta pay attention, because that's not normal. It doesn't come from a brain which is healthy. It comes from a brain which needs a lots of stimulation to feel something which can be called, which can look like passion or normal love or normal passion. But and I don't know. But the man, I wanted to say this to all men. If the woman gives the first step, be skeptical. Be careful, because it's not normal for women to risk that rejection. And if a woman is risking rejection, giving the first step to talk to you, it means that she's desperate for something. Be careful with women who give the first step. They are desperate for something. And in my experience, it has been. Narcissists are desperate for narcissistic supply, which is a drug. And the widow woman, she was desperate to have sex with younger men. I guess they call it a cougar, because they are old and they don't meet that many men anymore, and the many men who can please them. And when they find a younger man who gives them attention, they will be very desperate to seduce that man. So they will throw away their pride, throw away their fear of rejection, and they will give the first step to have a relationship with you, a more intimate relationship with you, because they will be desperate and they are only thinking about their gain. They are not thinking about your well-being, your good interests in your life. Men, if a woman gives the first step, don't feel flattered. You will feel flattered, but be careful with your feelings. That is not good to you. That is not normal. And you should only be comfortable with this woman if you know really well this woman. If you know that she's a good person, if you know that she's a healthy person, if you know that she's not manipulative, if you know that she likes, that her characteristic is to be mutual, is to have mutual relationships, then you can feel safer in allowing this woman to give the first step. but don't let it become a rule. You gotta have your own power as a man, as a male. Don't give up your power to women. And be dominant, but not bossy. And I don't mean dominant in the sense of the power over thing. I mean dominant in the sense of an alpha male, the man who makes decisions for himself, who can decide what he likes, what he doesn't like, where he wants to go, where he wants to take the woman, and then if the woman will not agree with that, then she will express her opinions and you can come to another decision together. But don't always let the woman make decisions or choose things or give the first step, to initiate contact, to initiate a more intimate, to give you a more intimate gesture. Don't expect the woman to always start the beautiful moments that an emotional relationship and emotional connection provides. And that was the thing that I've been wanting to talk about for a long time to men, and I hope that it can help women too. And I hope that was useful and I hope that it can make us think more. And maybe many people will not agree with me, but it is an experience that I had, a lesson that I learned, to always pay attention when a woman gives the first step, because it's not normal. And if a woman gives the first step, in order to consider this a sign of good intentions, the woman has to be a healthy woman. Thanks for your time.